Question number 27. In an experiment, water waves in a ripple tank are incident on a gap. Okay, see the gap is very, very wider. Okay, let us see what is the question. Some diffraction of water waves is observed, and what change to the experiment would provide a better demonstration of diffraction. Okay, now increase the amplitude of the wave. Diffraction does not depend upon the amplitude. Okay, so therefore this is not the right one. Increase the frequency of the wave. What do you mean by frequency of the wave? That means the waves, the distances between any two, that is more number of waves are now falling onto this. Okay, that could be, so that is what you got as increasing the frequency. When you increase the frequency, what will happen to the wavelength? Wavelength will now start reducing, which means what? Which means that, okay, the distance between these two, so distance between these two becomes closer and closer over here, closer and closer over here. Now if the wavelength becomes reduced, then what is the size of the obstacle? Size of the obstacle is this much big, and if this is this much itself, you will not get it properly. See, what is, when do you get a proper diffraction? You get a proper diffraction only when lambda is nearly equal to d. The dimensions of the object and the dimensions of the wavelength should match with each other. See, the dimension here of the slit is this much large, which could be, let us say, if I take a measuring tape and measure this one, this could be around 4 centimeter. But if I take this one here and measure, this could be hardly 1 centimeter over here. So therefore, diffraction is not so good, and hence frequency should not increase, because if I increase frequency, the wavelength will become lesser, and if wavelength becomes lesser, these lines will not be like this, but it will be like this over here. It will be like this. We will be bringing much closer to each other, right? So that is not a good one. So therefore, increasing the frequency is not a good idea. Increasing the wavelength of the wave, definitely this could be a better one. Increasing the gap of the width. If you still increase the gap of the width, already wavelength is very small, gap is much larger. Okay, so therefore this will also not work for you. So C should be your right answer.